Hello my friends, welcome to the metal shop. So it's going to be like a part 2, the Defunkification project, deep cleaning of the Cobra. So someone hit me up in the comments with some good advice that was obvious that I already knew, but it's still nice to have it pointed out to you. And they were basically like all the Febreze and the ozone generator and the thing that's supposed to pull the smells out of the air, those are just band-aids, little stopgap measures. He's like, tear apart your interior, break out the elbow grease, carpet cleaner, and clean the thing. And he's right. And I knew that. So we have pulled the seats out. Not really a big deal there. You can see just how dirty it was under. Let's see if we can get a little light on the subject here. Just how dirty it was under the seats, and a fair amount of rust too. So we're going to start out with a good super vacuuming of those areas. But what the rust suggests to me is probably from the cat pee, right? And this spot on the driver's seat, which he told me he spilled water, could be. It doesn't smell. So, but one thing I've never liked about the Factory 5 seats, they're nice leather, they're comfortable, they look just like the originals to my eye. But see the mild steel under here? Every Factory 5 seat I've seen with this mild steel is all rusted like this. And again, why? I mean, not a knock on Factory 5, but why would you install that? I'm going to paint it. I'll probably use spray paint, and what I'll do is I'll, either tape it off, spray it, or I'll spray paint into the, a cap and, spread some paint on there with a brush. Why wouldn't you? Why would you leave it like this? That makes no sense. Why would Factory 5 leave it like that? It's a seat in a Roadster. They're exposed to the elements. Just a lick of, spray can would do the trick, I would think, not really exactly rocket science here. Passenger seat was even worse. Well, it actually looks better from the top, but there's definitely more rust on the underside. See the bolts? They're just self-tappers. 3 self-tappers where they're blind, where they go right into the frame, which is, that's good, what you want. One with a nut on the back side of it where it goes through the floor. You have to get that with a wrench from the underside. So, yeah. Let's get this vacuumed up. Cool. All right, so got it all vacuumed out. Just a quickie job with the crevice tool. I will, of course, do some more. I think we're already making improvements. Just getting everything torn apart, breaking it all out into the open, and vacuuming it up and exposing it to the air. You're headed in the right direction. Anyway, what I did not show, what I meant to, is they have this Bissell. It's a spot cleaner, but it's, I can use it, on an interior like as small as the Cobra. I can use this entire thing as like a rug shampooer, and why not? And I have all this good carpet cleaner, and this is Pet Oxy Boost. So I'm going to use this, and that injects the liquid into the carpet and vacuums it up. You inject the liquid, scrub, vacuum, and this is for the dirty container here in the front. The back there is for the cleaning solution. It's brand new. I haven't tried it. It's been sitting in the box from Amazon in my basement it's been a while since I got the dog, a couple, 3 years. So that's next. Stand by. Thanks. All right, so can't remember exactly where I left off. Pulled the seats. I did get them painted. And I used just Rust-Oleum high performance enamel. I sprayed it into the cap and I used a brush. And the stuff dries really fast. Provides a nice, really pretty nice durable coating there on the mild steel. I did work the steel here, these pipes, with a 3M Scotch-Brite pad just to clean off any little bit of loose rust. They weren't terrible. but not fantastic either. So we did that, and I discovered the cat pee ground zero. So let's we'll go on over to the workbench and I'll show you what I found. All right, so over here on the workbench, what we have, this is the passenger side lap belt. If you're sitting in the passenger seat, this is the left-hand side lap belt. And what I started looking at was this, the nut here that mounts the seat belt in place was looking pretty crusty. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just put a little lick of paint on that. And the more I looked at it, I was like, no, this thing is nasty. And the other ones, although the other ones had a little bit of surface rust, I believe these came with the Factory 5 kit. These are a little bit odd. They're 1/2 inch, but they're by 1.25 inch, which are kind of difficult to find. Bolts, and they're grade 5 bolts, regular crappy washers, but with a grade 5 nylock nut. Mismatched hardware like that, that's kind of weird. But you need the 1.25 inch. It is just long enough, but there's not enough room on the back side here with the seatbelt bolts. It runs into the transmission tunnel or the side of the car if you were to use a longer bolt, because I had 1.5 inches. So I was able to scrounge up some more bolts. Anyway, the seatbelt was what I was trying to show you here. Of course, it just falls down. Is this thing was super rusty in there, and you can see where the line where it was like the seatbelt was stuck to the adjuster there, that slack adjuster, and you can see all this rust. What I think happened was, I think the cat pee spot was that the left-hand side of the passenger seat there, this seatbelt got soaked, it rusted like crazy. So now we'll go back to the car and I'll show you my plan of attack. Very apparent there. The hardware is all kind of crusty. I'm going to replace all the hardware. Again, building one car, use nice grade 8 bolts. Plus, just pulling all this stuff apart, getting rid of this rusty, crusty hardware, all a step in the right direction towards making the thing smell and be more like new. Anyway, there's the one I'm talking about there. You can see there's not a lot of room here. You run right into that. That's why you need to use that short bolt. I'm going to leave the seatbelts in place when I use that carpet cleaner, because it'll be nice to have them to pull against, where if you're laying flat, they're going to move all over the place. So I'm going to, and look at that. That's got a little bit of rust in it too. I'm going to have to get that with a wire brush. Now, of course, I could replace these. The seatbelts aren't terribly expensive. They're probably about 150 bucks a piece, but Simpson doesn't make this V style anymore. They make the kind that bolts to a roll bar, but not the kind that wraps around the roll bar. Or I could buy just new lap belts for a couple $100, but these have a nice patina, yeah, from the cat. And I'd rather just save them. So that's where we're at. I'm ready to run the carpet cleaner and the carpet clean seat belts, all new hardware, and we're gonna go from there. So let's give it hell. All right, so I'm just preparing the solution, and it's a couple ounces of the Pet Boost, a couple ounces of the carpet cleaner, hot water. That tank is inside getting prepared. I'm gonna set the camera up. We'll do a nice time lapse, so you don't have to watch me look like a monkey trying to do unspeakable things to a bowling ball inside the interior of this car. But we're just gonna clean it, carpet clean the seat belts and all the carpet, spraying the liquid, vacuuming it up, and I have pre-treated this with some Resolve Pet Expert spray. It was a while ago, but it's still in there. So yeah, let's give it hell. All right, so how'd we do? That time lapse, I'm gonna edit it, but 90 minutes plus, hour 45. So I went over everything a solid 2.5 times. Now you can use this nozzle, it'll spray, you hold it away from the object and it'll spray in a pretty wide V pattern, or you hold it up against the object and you get it concentrated. I did a combination of both. And don't worry, I'll show you the dirty water. That's what everybody wants to see. The seat belts, the amount of gunk that came out of there, so I soaked them. The method was I soaked them really good, let them sit, came back, soaked them again, and then vacuumed the second time around, and the color of the water that came out of those things, nasty. The edges, focus on your edges because of gravity. The liquid is going to pool up in those edges, and even last thing, that was what I got, and there was still liquid coming out of that. Got the floor mats. Like I said, did the whole thing. I feel like I did a really good job, really concentrated on this small area, and I already think it smells better. So we are just about out of cleaning solution. Not much left in there, a little bit, maybe do a spot cleaning, maybe tomorrow. And let's see here, I think I can flip this up. Ugh, that is disgusting. And if you looked at this without your smell vision going, you'd think that this was a clean car, but look at that. Look at that. Ugh. That is gross. And I bet, I'm not going to open it up right now, but I bet you $100 that smells just like cat pee. So, we'll wrap this up for today. I'm going to maybe give this, like I said, a spot clean, use up the rest of that fluid. It was nice and warm. I actually heated up a couple big containers of water in the microwave to get it good and hot, not just from the hot from the tap. And I don't know if that makes a difference or not. We'll see. At first glance here, at first blush, however you want to say it, I'm pretty happy with the results. And somewhere in the midst of doing that, I was like, all of a sudden it started to smell good. Like I wasn't smelling gross cat pee. I was starting to smell, a pleasant smell. So, all right, we will touch back with you soon. Cool. All right, so we'll close this out. Super rainy day here in the metal shop. It's almost dark out. Anyway, Defunkification Part 2 complete. So we use the Bissell Spot Clean Pro. Saw that in the time lapse. Clean the carpets. Solid twice over. The seat belts that smelled bad, I mean I think 4 times, 5 times. I completely saturated them with pet odor remover, carpet cleaner. I wet them, sucked out the gross dirt, I think 5 times each seat belt. And they were, I believe it was the outboard lap belt on this side, inboard lap belt on the passenger side. So I don't know if cats ever took up residence in here, but they certainly used it for their litter box, their piss box, at least a couple of times, little bastards. But the seats put back in, super duper cleaned. I did get the submarine crotch belt straps mounted in there. I'm not going to pull up the seat. It's just, I showed you where I painted the mild steel bars in there. It's wrapped around one of those mild steel bars like you would in a roll cage. It's just, a standard wrap like that. You really need the submarine strap for your safety. So, all new hardware. Seat belts bolted in with all new grade 8 hardware. The seats are bolted down with combination of grade 8 stainless hardware because I had to use, like lag screws where they were blind. 3 of them are blind and they go into the framework underneath the car. One of them goes all the way through. That's a grade 8, but they are secure. So anyway, Defunkification Part 2 complete. Oh, forgot to put that floor mat back in. I will throw that floor mat back in and we'll wrap it up. So as always, my friends, thank you for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Hit me up in the comments. And yes, we will be getting a cold start, I promise. Next video. When it's nice out, I want to put the car outside, give you a nice cold start. Give me a sub. If you're new to the channel, Give me a thumbs up, please. Really helps. Hit me up in the comments. Still responding to every comments. Again, thanks, my friends. Take care. Bye-bye.